Alright, here we go. I want to go over a few things here about some products. I have. So the idea here with this, obviously this won't be here. These are just rough drafts. And so, but the idea here is when this bottom magnet slide, coin slide, is done, it'll be the same size as the precious metals box that I'm building. And this particular series or size, I think I'll probably end up calling it the queen size, is what this little box here is. And what's in here is a little over 100 ounces, so it can hold at least 100 ounces probably of 1 ounce, variety of coins, a few 2 ounces, and what do we got here? This is 5 ounces, 5.1 ounces. So that size of a box to go with, which is fairly heavy when you get that much in there. You want a strong box, dovetailed in, that's not just gonna come unglued and fall apart when you start putting that much weight in a box. At least I think. And so I think this one will hold up quite well. It's a good strong hardwood and thick enough joints. I think it'll hold. And this is the coin slide that will go with this series. And not that I'm going to be making a lot of these. These actually take quite a bit of time and quite a bit of work, and they'll be kind of pricey. I don't know that everyone will want one, but if you do, you can even get maybe in touch with me and let me know if you'd like a certain type of wood, and that's going to be more costly, but if you want me to dive into a project like that for you, I can probably make that happen, depending. Get in touch and we'll see. But yeah, I'm also going to make a bigger size, and this coin slide here has 2.5 inch magnets. And what I'm finding is to find the magnets I want, which are the strong, I was going to remember what. They're like 52 or something, L52 or NL52, I can't remember. Anyway, it's a high, strong grade magnet. And to find them in the size that you want is a little tricky. This is 2.5 inches between here and there. It's barely under the lip of this piece here, just a 1/16 of an inch or something. And there's a plate of metal behind it holding everything nice and firm and in place. But yeah, they're 2.5 inches wide, and the problem I'm having there is like the large onzas in a big plastic airtight won't fit in between there. A lot of them do, but the big ones don't. Big gold coins with the black foam around them and the extra width. Some of them won't fit in the slide, so I do want to make both a larger slide and also a larger box to go on top of it. It'll be probably a 3-inch magnet they also sell. So I think I'll try to do that size as well and just increase a box to go with it. So with that, let's do a couple samples here. And I wanted to talk about a few other things too. I want to go over these that I've made for my channel subscribers. I made some little gimmick channel merch, I guess you could call it. And these are little coin pingers. And we'll go over those in a little bit. And we also have some Essels to go over. And if you get a package from me, you're one of my first 10 subscribers. I thank you a lot and appreciate it, helping me get started when I had none. And so I sent you a little something, and if you can't figure out what it is, don't worry, it's not a big deal. There's different types of Essels, different sizes, and each person's getting something a little bit different, but I'll go over a few of those things in a minute. But what else I'm going to be putting up on my website for sale will be things like these coin slides, and if you guys liked them, I'll probably throw some of these up for sale. The coin pingers, I'm obviously not trying to take over the real coin pinger, but it's just more of a channel gimmick, and it does work great. We'll go over that in a minute. Okay, so the coin slide, I have not used a lot, but it just seems like I should definitely have one. So I went about and made this, and maybe other people will want it too. That's the idea behind what I'm doing here. So this is what we should find. These are both real silver eagles. And if I can pull these out at roughly the same time, they should slide down equally like that. So that's something that you can do with your gold and silver. They both have an interaction with magnets. I can't think of the word, but they do interact with the magnet, but they do not stick to the magnet. And if you have a fake coin that has a metal core, it won't slide at all. And if it's a different metals, they might slide faster or slide slower. So that's an easy way to tell, if something's way off with your coins. It's definitely not the only test you want to do, but it is another test that you can do. And this is kind of an example of, I picked this up at an auction, and when I got it, I knew that I didn't know exactly what I was buying into, because they didn't know exactly what they were selling. And they admitted that, so I just kind of bought it anyway, and just because. But so here, for an example, I put these on here. Then this does say somewhere on it, you can read on the edge, barely somewhere, it says, where is it? Oh yeah, right there. It says that it's silver, but it could be German silver or who knows what, because a lot of the writing is missing. But so is it just plated the same as this metal and it just looks silver or what? And so I just threw it on here to see if I could get any difference in the metal content. And as you can see, they are definitely different, and that does act a lot like silver. So I do think that it probably is silver, but I'll do some other tests to make sure. But this was the first set of coins that I had got that I thought, yeah, I definitely am not reselling this for sure, because I don't know exactly what it is. Nor can I can find this coin easily for sale on eBay as just a brass token or something like that, but the silver one I'm having trouble finding. But it's obviously the same thing here. But yeah, this was an example that I was able to use to show where this can be useful. So there's that. Hopefully we'll be getting one of those up for too long. And we'll probably just put them in the auctions, really. That's really where I plan on doing most things. I don't know. Took a lot of stuff to get to the point where I'm at now, a lot of hoops to jump through. So I've spent a lot more money getting into this than I expected to, but that's fine. It's for the fun of it. And for the love of it, I guess. So there'll be that coin slide. Let's see. Oh, I was gonna put one other thing on there. So I had never put platinum on here before, and I thought, let's see what happens. If platinum has any effect from magnet, let me get a couple of same coins. Okay, so decent one in the middle. This is platinum. I don't know if it what its reaction will be here. Let's find out together here. Whoa, not much of a reaction with platinum, at least not through these capsules. That's interesting. So platinum, or silver and copper and gold all have a pretty decent reaction to the magnets here, and but man, this is interesting. Platinum does not. That's interesting. I wonder, is it holding it all? Forward on me. That's like there's just almost no pull there whatsoever. Not really. Interesting. So platinum, I don't know. Anyway, you don't get a lot. Maybe you can still see from if they follow the same speeds, and that's another thing why I put two of these slides side by side. I think that makes a big difference. Some of the slides I was looking at online is just one slide, and yeah, you can stack the coins up on top of each other a little bit and kind of tell too, but it just seems like, why don't you just have two slides is going to be your most obvious method of seeing what's going on there. Okay, so that was in platinum. Didn't have much of an effect. I do have a bit of gold here if you guys are interested. Let's just see what that looks like too. Let's see here. You guys might as well see it, huh? Got a Noah's Ark. Got a this is what we'll use. We'll use those. Some kangaroos. And some 10th ounce. The only thing I have that I can run down these is these two 10th ounce that are the same. And so that's obviously key. You have to be running the same piece to tell if there's any difference. But I do like that if you have two 1/4 ounce or 1/2 ounce of the same kind and you have them in the same capsule and the capsule's facing the same way, basically we want to get the same amount of friction on each side, and you should be able to tell just as well by running it through on the capsule. So, however, I don't have that much gold that I have two pieces that are the same in the same capsule, so we're going to just try these raw Philharmonic pieces. Come on. Alright. Both fairly centered. No, that's not, we got too much tilt on here anyway. My bad. And I don't even have a back support built for this yet, so to I'll put something where you can obviously adjust the angle to whatever angle you want. Obviously there I forgot I put it up too steep, and you don't want it that steep, especially with something that's not quite, gold doesn't have quite as much pull as magnetism, what am I looking for, as silver, or copper for that matter, I think. But that's what you can do. You can put all these different things on there, get them the same size, and you can see which has more pull and what doesn't. So there's a little pull there anyway. And you can kind of see him jerking. You can see him going over the magnetic pulls anyway. So, yeah, there's that. Get this put away. Back in a second. Yeah, see, that's nice how these work here. Got to get me some small 10th ounce coin holders here. I do not like flips, as you can see why. Not a flip fan. Here's an example of this type of magnet. And I think what's good about this one too is that you should be able to have these in magnet cases. In fact, maybe I'll do that here in a minute, see if I can find a case for these and see if it still works. But anyway, so I'm going to pull this back to this same point just off the edge here and let it go. And see how it doesn't even slide past the other end. It just stops right there in the middle. Do the same thing here, pull it back, and that slides all the way across and comes back in. So we just don't have that same amount of pull. And I'm getting it, you got to pull it back to the same distance, let it go, and see how it's going past. Where this one doesn't even, by the time it gets to the middle, it's stopping. See? So that's kind of cool. Maybe I'll go see if I can find a capsule for these and if it works, but I kind of think that's a cool one too. Okay, here we go. So I found some capsules for these. And by the way, these are those big capsules that don't quite fit in there. So, but hopefully with my 3-inch magnets, we will fix that. And in the King's version there. So yeah, if we pull this back to the same place just past the edge and let it rip, it flies right on by. And push this down, make sure it's not going to hit the plastic, pull it back same width. Oh, doesn't go all the way past. See, it works even through the capsule, which I find kind of cool. You don't have to worry about scratching your coin. You can get it right down there. It's not quite hitting the capsule. Bring it back. Maybe that is hitting the capsule a little bit, just barely. And this is not, I'm using my hand to, it's not as precise as it will be on the final product. I'll make it easy to adjust precise distances, not just by friction of tight wood. But yeah, so if I pull this back just past the edge there, let it go, it's not touching the capsule and doesn't fly all the way past, whereas with this copper piece, it does. So there you can see that, yeah, these really are different metals. It goes all the way past in it. Even bumping it goes past. Go further back here and see. Alright. And you can tell just by playing around with it on here how much more pull it has than this. See, you can tell it just doesn't have as much traction as this does. Yeah, this has a lot more pull. Yeah, a lot more pull. So, yeah, and if you just get used to doing the same distance, you know, it's not, you know, you kind of have to be precise as well and know what you're doing with these for them to work. But the more you use them and got used to them, the more that you can tell. And it's probably best for starters just to tell them, you know, major differences. If it's metal, obviously you're going to know it's going to really want to stick to it and actually stick to it. Whereas these don't stick; they just have a bit of different, you know, interaction with it, and different amounts of reaction is the key. So if you pay close enough attention. Now I went down to these. These are hard to tell. So this is a 90% with 10% copper, and this is like whatever 90% copper and a little bit of nickel or I don't know what, but clad 90%. And these are harder to tell, but you can. Again, it's just you got to know more of what you're doing with these. Like you have to have it on a surface that's sticky. On the wood, my coin was moving around too much. I had to put this down to help hold it in place. And you want to be really close, but not touching. What one is that? Clad? Or, that's the clad on there. Get it as centered as we can here. I'm going to go back just to the back edge. And go to the magnet. And that goes just to the other side of it when I go to the magnet. Let's go to this side of the magnet. There it goes all the way past. Go to the middle of the magnet. Just past it. Just past it on the middle of the magnet. Let's try that with this 90. Let's see if we... See, that one actually, and you can tell, you gotta be pretty precise yourself. So if I go to the middle of the magnet, it won't quite leave the coin, whereas that clad did, went all the way past. Oh, that one did a little bit there. Let's go back. And you could get, yeah, it didn't go all the way past that time. So if you get better, you know, my final, I can maybe make some marks so you can get more precise with it. Let's see, let's try that one, make sure it goes past with this. Yeah, it goes just past it with the clad. So you can tell if you know what you're doing, paying attention. This is kind of a cool one too. My idea was originally to have well, the idea, see, is with this one, I'm also going to have, I was going to have it built in here. So the top is your magnet slide, and then you can flip it around, and you know, I was going to have it so you can spin this out and not have to, maybe even just standing on its side too, Oh yeah, magnets stick to this thing. Standing on its side so that when you pull it out, whatever, it would be shorter, something like that. And then you can just stick your coin in here and ping it without having to hold on to the pinger and the coin and your phone and all things. You can just set this there and have that mounted there, get your coin in there, and it will hold it itself. You could set the phone underneath it and then just ping the coin instead of having to hold everything. So I think that's kind of, I want to make this both a coin slide and a pinger built into it, kind of is this one of the product ideas. And I was even going to have this particular piece, which will be much smaller in the final. I just had this tall thing that I used it with this time. But the idea is to just get this free hanging, and so I was going to have it attached as well to the back, but what I'm finding is I'm getting too much interaction, obviously, with these you can see it pulling away from there with those magnets. So pretty powerful magnets. I'm not doing that to coins. So I don't think I'll be able to put this with this unless I can figure out some way that I can keep it from getting an interaction with the magnets on here. So I think I'll have to make this one separate. So I was going to have them all three in one piece, but it doesn't look like that's going to work. That was the original idea, but I do kind of like this swinging piece as well. I find it kind of useful too. So those are those products. Let's take a quick look at this pinger here now. So I'm gonna have to get a different camera because my pinger's on my phone, which I'm recording on. But the idea, obviously, you put your coin in here, and I want to say for those people that I'm sending these to, obviously I'm not, you might scratch up your coin. I mean, it will leave marks on your coin. And if you want the real thing, get the real pinger. I mean, this is just a gimmick. If you have coins that have been in use or scratched up or not kept in capsules, and it's not going to matter, then yeah, you can be pretty careful, and it's not going to, it's a softer wood than the metal, so you should be okay mostly. But don't put it on some MS-70 coin and think you're not going to scratch it or something. So there's that. It's more just a gimmick. But however, this does work. I mean, obviously it works if you just balance it on your finger. This just gives you something to hold it securely, and it does works really well. In fact, I was going to show you that it will tell you the difference between a silver eagle and a round, just a trade dollar, or a maple leaf, any 3/9 fine, 4/9 fine coin. It'll tell you the difference between something that you would think would be the exact same, basically like a like this world trade dollar with an eagle. This will fail an eagle test, even though it's 3/9 fine. So I've been pretty impressed with it's the app that's impressive, I guess, that you can even tell the difference between 3/9 fines coins just with that app. So this silver eagle, if it's with the silver eagle, it will pass. But if I put this World Trade Center in and hit it under the silver eagle test, the World Trade Dollar will fail, even though it's a real coin. So these pingers are pretty precise in being able to hear what the coin is. So there's that. How I do it, I just put my fingers in here a little bit. This long cut here obviously is to give you a bit more spring, and so I just give it a little spread with my fingers there, get it in, and it holds it tight and secure. And so that's the idea behind those. And no, I'm not trying to take over the industry. Don't worry, pinger guy. I'm no threat. and reach out to me if this somehow bothers you, but I doubt you'll ever even see them. Anyway, that's what I got there. Oh, and yeah, so let's see. You can run these coins in their capsules, and that's something I like about this. However, you want to make sure that it's the same capsule and the same coin, because different capsules obviously, and having the capsule the same direction so that you're having the same amount of friction there is going to make a difference, because both of those coins are 3/9 fine silver. So and you can run them, make sure that it's not, you can flip them around and see that they stay the same one wins every time, and blah blah blah. So alright guys, that's what I got for you today. I guess there's one more thing here. I just was thinking as I was leaving, I wonder, I don't have a copper coin in a slab, but look at that, you can test your coin in your slab too here with this. So that's another thing that this is nice for. I can tell there's some resistance there. So I don't have a copper coin that I can think. I don't think I have anything that to test against this with, but it obviously does have pull. Anyway, yeah, so you can, sorry, my base isn't flat underneath this, just a rugged 2x4, but yeah, you can even use it to test these. By the way, this coin here has probably done the best for me out of any coin I've got. I got this when I was in a company I might tell you a little bit more about in the future, but anyway, I got this for about $130, and now if you go look this up, it's going for $1,400. It's been up and down, but within a couple years, this thing went from 130, 140, with shipping and everything, I guess. But yeah, now we're looking at anywhere from $1,000 to $1,400+ on this. So that's one of my better turnaround coins that I got, and it's from Montana, which is my home state. So there's that. All right, guys. This time I'm done.